It's R.Slotin, and I'll be paying for my audience, the Skrunks and the Monks. Um, tonight, tonight, I, I'm trying to get my angle right. I am going to be working on my painting of my character, the Babylonian god King Era. I was the villain in my story. I'm eating some cake. Um, I was waiting for people to show up. I hope people do. Um, I'm going to set some boundaries. First of all, no flirting, no real personal questions. Um, and if you do that, I will ignore you. Oh, there's some cake gone. Um, I am a watercolorist and a poet. So, I'm illustrating an epic poem I'm writing called Epic of Karash. I hope people show up. I'm waiting. Some coffee. I'm just going to eat some food. In the background, I have Franz Schubert music. Will anyone join? Hello, whoever is hi. Hello. Hello, I'm a painter. I'm a watercolorist. I'm illustrating my story. Right behind me, I'm working on the illustration of one of my villains, one of the main villains of my story. He's Era, the Babylonian god of war, death, and disease. Do you have any questions? Don't flirt. Don't personal questions, but do you have questions about how I got into watercolor? Things about my story? Classical music, music in general, Renaissance history, Babylonian mythology, Greek mythology, even. Um, Geopolitics. That's always fun. Um, I also really like Star Wars. So, that's something to take note of. I'm sorry, that's my cake bowl. Cake. What's your favorite song? Great. Thank you for asking. Honestly, I think it's Summer Baby by Miracle Agent. Or, um, I'm trying to remember. I really like Hit the Lights by Metallica. I love Metallica. Hit the Lights was one of my favorite. I think that's actually, I think that is this. I really do love Hit the Lights. Hit the lights, hit the lights. Ask me about music. Hello, tough edits. Yeah, indeed. Hey guys, I make edits. Do you like Nirvana? Yes, I do, and I've been listening to it. The song, "Drain You" has been stuck in my head for days now. What are you painting? My character Era. He's the Babylonian god of death, war, and disease. I'm painting him. I'm illustrating my epic poem, The Epic of Karash. This is hopefully the last illustration I will be making. Alright, okay. My favorite heart-shaped. I love heart-shaped box. That thing has been so much poetry inspiration. Oh my god. Okay. Do you guys... So I am listening to opera music, which is one of my favorite things. Heart-shaped box. It is. It's fantastic. Have you heard the jazz cover of it? Oh my lord. I love opera music so much. Where is why opera? I've always loved it. It gives so much expression and emotion, and I've learned so much about classical music and poetry through opera, specifically German lieds. Um, And then Todd. Okay, cool. See, that's great. That's I know that's really dumb sounding, but let me put on one of my favorites. Liszt is such an underrated composer in this country. I like this. I like rock music, so that's why I like opera because it's very similar. I mean, come on. James Hetfield is a light opera singer. Hello, hi, what's up, dog? See, I'm also a pianist, so I deeply appreciate the background piano for opera because it's always like leads really. It's always a banger. That's what I'm going to just put on some rock music, but I do like. Have you Michael Jackson? I do like Michael Jackson. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do like him. Creeping Death is great, but I think I've over listened to it. Escape. Michael Jacksopia. No. I'm gonna listen to music that I know, but anyways, I need to pull up my art reference. And I need to finish my cake. I'm eating cake right now. Brandy, what are you saying right now? I'm not playing piano right now. I have to angle my whole iPad differently. What kind of cake? Chocolate cake. If you guys want to know something about me, I love chocolate cake. It's my favorite cake and also my favorite dessert. Here's my art reference. Someone edited my favorite actor, Alexander Loom, as Ajax the Lesser. And damn, so that's my art reference. And besides, my character's face climb is Alexander Loom. Chocolate cake is, chocolate cake's great. It's almost like queso with cheesecake. It's like, strawberry cheesecake. What the heck? I love chocolate cake. Don't judge the chocolate cake fans. You might not like chocolate cake, but I do. Alright, let's look on his back. I'm going to blend that into the shoulders. My dream is to look buff, honestly. I need to slow my pace because I want to be I'm going to the gym now and I'm thinking I'll have instant abs or I'll look like a Boogaroo painting. I do too, right? Exactly. I'm either will end up looking like my closest goal of fitness is just looking thin as a Boogaroo painting. Look it up. Look at the artwork he makes. It's like this ideal woman. But that's a goal. That's a little goal because I don't know if my body type will get abs unless I work for years to get that. It would be nice though. I think my issue is that his head is in a really weird position. Who's here? Four people. I'm going to reorient. I'm going to actually erase the face that's planned out. Because I haven't even got to it. I think it's a distraction already. Two people, me and two people. I'm joining Robos for now. Mashallah. I'm not Muslim. I just like saying Islamic sayings, and sometimes I study a bit of Islam. Sup, dog? What's up, man? How you doing? Question. If anyone's from the Middle East or knows more than I do, is it pronounced Iran or Iran? I just call it Persia for some. Even that I worry. Hello? Is Hayden back? I think I did his back pretty good. Oh, I'm just erasing his shoulders. His bicep. The end of his bicep into his shoulder. Iran. Is Iran? Iran. Okay. Thank you, Twin. I've been wondering that because apparently I learned that it's Iraq, and I'm saying Iraq. Sometimes I do just call it Mesopotamia. Funny enough, I don't know how to spell Mesopotamia, so whenever I'm referencing it, whenever I'm texting about Mesopotamia, I just call it ancient Iraq. But I also know it's a modern term as well, so, you know. Is anyone interested in the World Cup? I don't know anything about soccer. I just kind of like seeing people react to it. It's actually Iran. Iran. Yeah. The only language that I'm actually decent good at is reading Latin, at best. I have a lot of Spanish words, but I can't form sentences in Spanish. Mind you, I'm more exposed to Spanish than Arabic or Farsi, because my mom is Hispanic, so that's like a daily occurrence. So, every time I try to speak Spanish, it sounds too cute. So no one really takes me seriously whenever and again, I can't speak Spanish, so. Anything about World Cup? Me neither. I just find it funny Europeans keep taking, who's playing? Metallica. I don't like how, where's the other people? God. Come back. God forbid I mention the Hispanic culture. I'm sorry, that was me. Hello, number 2. Hey guys, I have a pet fish named Philip. He's a beta. I do love talking about fishes. So, there's a little thing about me. Does anyone else have fishes, pets, anything? Would you like to know about Mr. Philip? I made some videos about him a while ago. I haven't got anything like interesting on him. Oh, I'm sorry. I also had a catch. We had to give her away, so I understand some of the pain. Fishies. So I used to make content about my beta fishes. A lot of them died. But Philip's still around, despite being a little old. I just haven't got anything like good recordings of him recently. I think the last time was a couple of months ago. But do you have, yes, one lasting fish, Mr. Philip. Just one more fish. I like him. He is an interesting person as a fish, I guess, because there'll be months where he's very, chill and cooperative, How old is Fish? I think he's like a year old by now because we got him last summer. Other months he spits, he crashes out, he flares his gills, and so I don't know why. And every behavior I've been doing to him is kind of polite. I think he's just upset and salty that that even if like it's once a month or 2 months occurrence that we clean his bowl because there's so many plants in it. They just kind of filter themselves. We don't want to stress him out, so. But I think he just hates me because of cleaning day. But that's not even fair because my parents and my brother cleaned his bowl for the most part, and it's only now I feel comfortable cleaning it. I need to get that peak higher because the clothes are stiffer. Any other questions? Oh shit. I actually painted a bit of I have headphones. My best pair broke, but these are okay. It's not Blink-182. I'm trying to remember this band, but I know that's him. There. Does anyone want to talk about music? I'm a pianist. I play classical music. I've been doing it for 7 years now, in a total of 7 years. I've Blink-182. I think it is, but I'm not. I know it's not Green Day. No one tells me. There's always the weirdest shapes when you're not looking at a painting and then you start to actually paint it. It's like, why is there, like, a golf size dent in the middle of the clothes. That's weird. But then you're like, is that a shadow? And it is. Like, I was painting his biceps, and it's the shape of a peanut. Everything's, like, if you want to look buff, you just want to look like a peanut. Yeah. It's okay if I have different colors. It's a little more dimension. Who just, can you, it's not, but it reminds me of it exactly, yeah. I know it's not. I just can't remember. It's on the top of my head. Babylonian levels crank. Oh, does anyone want a definition of why I call people scrunks and monks? Because that's a fun story behind it. One of their earlier albums. It's not Blink-180. I know it's not. It's not Green Day either. It's one of the similar band. I just can't remember its name. They're on my Teenage Dirtbag playlist. I'm for sure they are. Hit the Likes, my favorite song. Okay. Another other sticker. What does that mean? Oh, okay. So, do you guys know what scrunkly means? It's like cute and messy and like kind of frizzy and stuff like that. Like, look up the like scrunkly kitten. That's what it means. And so I just shortened it to be scrunk. And the monk part comes from the tyrant priest Savanilla, who was a monk in 1490s Florence. And so I was like, he was so scrunkily looking. And it's like, scrunk monk. That's why I call people scrunks and monks. There's levels of scrunkliness, just know that. Like, there's Babylonian level scrunkies, and then there's Savanilla level scrunk, and then there's just average scrunk, you know. I'm scrunkly. I need to get this cleaned. Do you guys have questions about my Mesopotamian-based story and the Akkadian Empire? It's called the Epic of Karash. Does anyone want to ask a question about it? I like yapping about my book. Anyone? How's everyone's day? What time is it where you're watching this? Right now it is... What time is it? In America, it is 8:30. I should probably take my medicine. What time is it for everyone else? Talk about it. Oh, the Epic of Karash? Okay. So despite it being kind of graphic, I can see what I can sense and try. I don't like censoring, but... So the Epic of Karash. Karash is a Mesopotamian... He's in Iron Age Babylon under the Akkadian Empire ruled by Darius the Great when Darius was 35. 831. Okay, so you're a minute ahead of me. And so... Karash is a guildmaster who tends to guildmaster of stonemasons, to be specific. Tends to the Temple of Marduk, which was like a big structure for their god Marduk, right? Or Marduk. I know it's Marduk. I just call it Marduk because that's what I read it when I first saw him. Anyways, he goes to a party with hell stood by Darius the Great, and then he gets poisoned by a woman wearing a white veil, and he dies. His herbalist wife Anissa tries to save him in vain. He ends up in the Babylonian underworld of Ur-Situ, and he's assigned to urbanize the underworld because it's all clay, dust, and ash. It's not really, but there is a big palace called Ganzir, and the underworld king Era, his wife Alatu, they're described as the woman, the veiled woman, is actually Lilau or Lilith in English, and the doorman Bitu are all the main characters we start off. We get Ishtar and Dumazi later on, and a bunch of other gods. He died. He died. That's like the only way. I think that's like the only, unless you're a god trying to barge through it. He died. Womp womp. He does come back as a ghost. Like later on, he does go back to the mortal world, but that's later on. So, he's urbanizing the underworld only to be told by the scribe of series, like, Era's, he has no, see, there's mythology and then there's me writing. In the story, I write him to have no children, no magic, nothing, because for the crimes against the gods, he was exiled, stripped bare. And so he needs a little stonemason like Karash to help him. Karash is like a nobleman. He has already showed his portfolio with the Temple of Marduk. And so he's. I need to continue painting. He is. Um, he joins. Who died? Karash died, the main character. Also, if you want to know Karash's name meaning, it's Cyrus. And he was Mr. Cyrus died. So, he teams up with the scribe and the doorman and the queen, Alatu, and they fight. They try to end the construction for the Demon Empire, and they keep failing because the second main villain, Lilith, or Lilao, keeps stopping them and exposing their secrets and whatever. And so eventually, Dumacy and Ishtar, after dust has settled, reunite because they were summoned to, in their underworld-based gods. So they're summoned and they remarry. And Era's like, hey, this is a great alliance between gods and, like, ghosts. Let me see with gods and demons. And so he marries Karash off to Lilao. And that's a terrible marriage. Karash gets, I wouldn't say defiled, but definitely ravaged in his own wedding bed. There's a child born from that pain and suffering. And on the verge of a mental breakdown, Karash attempts to kill his kid. And he's like, you know what? I'll be as evil as the villains who've hurt me and my best friends. And so he, no one's here? Damn. Fuck. Anyways, Karash eventually decides to try to escape the Babylonian underworld, and his friends try to save mankind from Era, whose whole plan is to escape the underworld and take over essentially Iraq. But I don't mention it's just Iraq, but it's like whatever, the known world. The four corners of the world. It's Iraq and the Middle East and whatever the Achaemenid Empire has. Please come back. Goodness gracious. I know I'm boring, but like I can't be that boring. By golly. And so anyways, whatever. Eri gets defeated. Karash gets freed. And they follow the path of the Gilgamesh to like go home. Anyways, that's the Epic of Karash. Come back. I'm not repeating what I said. I don't know. That was exhausting. Karash is free. There's one person here, and that's one. Thank you, twin. I admire you. I don't know why the other people leave. Am I that boring? Good grief. Am I boring? I'm so offended. I'm so sad, too. I know I'm a small YouTuber, but like, damn. Okay, whatever. The Epic of Karash is that, do you have any questions about Karash? Here's blank. Oh, it's a horseman. Do you want to know how he was invented? How I got up? How I got inspiration? Like, ask me questions. Ask me questions. I want to know. Hopefully one day I'll get this book published. So, if you have a low subscribers, it won't recommend. Okay, yeah, probably, but it's still a little sad to see people leave. Like, I'd still be a little upset about it. Okay, so the thing is, it's not like I don't care about subscribers, it's just like, hey, you subscribe, thanks, but like, that's not the point of my YouTube channel, it's just because it's a hobby. Not usually, yeah. It's more of a hobby than anything else. I do like people, I do like talking to people, and I have a big ego for me to be loved to ask questions, and you get to me. Yes, tell me more. Ask me questions. Karash, funny enough, was Greek based. Like, he always been Babylonian, but his story originally set in like Acadia. Now it's Cadia. He used to be like a siren based prophet thing. The story was not similar. Like, it still had, like, oh, Karash has a kid, he needs to escape for a better life. He's in a position of weird power, he has a terrible marriage with a demon lady, but instead of a demon, it was a siren, and you're gone. Damn. Anyways. So he used to be Greekified, but then I was like, hey, if he's actually from Iraq, I might as well study what ancient Iraq was like. And oh, I was so amazed. I love ancient Iraq. It is so fun. I love Mesopotamia. Anyone here? I'm going to drink coffee. No one's here. Sad. Damn. Hi. Bird of... Hey, Sydney. I know who you are. That's my best friend. Sydney, ask me questions. Well, you know everything about Karak, so I don't know if you can ask me questions. Sydney. Shout out to Sydney for everything she's done for my story. I'm dedicating her. Oh, still here. Sydney, I'm going to eat you alive. Sydney, you know everything about Karash. I don't know why I'm talking to you. We literally talked about Lilith today. I'm like, why are you here? I can thank you for the support, but it is really funny. I'm yapping about Karash. I'm like, you know everything. You know the ins and outs. Cannibalism, fuck you. It is funny. I hope you get eaten alive like that maid. I was like, Sydney, you know everything about Karash. Why are you asking? I've been commenting for a while now. Yeah. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. Hayden, right? Like the composer? Hayden. It's a joke. It's a joke. Okay, so the joke actually comes from Savarinola because he's like, if your maid punches, this is from a sermon, if your maid punches you, you eat her alive. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's too casual for you to say that. He was talking about dying. But I'm like, that's way too specific for him not to sound like he's cannibalized someone for. You know what I mean? I'm like, yes, people get eaten every day. Womp womp. Big sad. Don't cancel me for saying that. I'm just saying, whatever I said was a joke, and that was my best friend, Sydney. You're very true. It's a joke. It's based off a really dumb sermon that I read from he's not dumb, he's just messed up in the head. There's a difference. There's dumb politicians, and then there's crazy politicians. I feel like Savarinola could have been a great, so his music's so beautiful. But he could have had a great musical career, and he could have been a great poet, but no. He decided being a monk and a menace to society was so much better than... It's such a waste of talent. It pisses me off. He's a perfect Greek tragedy. He was selfish for a selfless reason, and he oppressed people, and it's like... His whole goal was to make Florence, better. But he did it in, the worst conservative way possible, and it's like... I'm like, why would you even... Bro. You ruined everything. You had a great idea. It's like, hey, let's the people be enlightened and educated and wealthy. That's sweet. That's great and all. Savanonella. Yeah. And it's like... I was like, I don't remember that. Also, I think it doesn't help that he was unattractive. Seriously. Whenever I was writing about him, maybe it's because I watched a little too many chick flicks, but I do like writing him to be more pretty than he actually was. But I also was trying to combine art writing. Oh, brother, yes, I know, right? He's not... Do you want to know what he looks like? It's hilarious. It's even worse. I feel more bad for him because he got rejected by his own fiance. That's even oh. I will spare you. Don't read his books. They're not worth it. They're just going to give you a headache. They're just going to give you a headache and make you cry. It's not worth it. Just research him. His books are he's essentially a Renaissance MAGA person. It's it's bad. It was a waste of my time. On top of that, he wrote, what if I'm... Damn. Like, it's not worth it. On top of that, he wrote the worst self-insert in fan fiction I've ever seen in my life. So the thing is, you have to understand the Italian Renaissance has a lot of fan fiction. It's not just Dante. But he wrote one, and it was bad from the beginning, but the ending was worse. Stop arguing with my best friend Sydney. They're a bird. Anyways, that's what he looks like. Who cares? Because I'm the goat. Because Sydney is the goat. Anyways, that's Savernola. I am sorry I'd expose you to that. Rawr. No compassion. Stop fighting in my comment section. Leave my bestie alone. Like, damn, bro. Anyways. Don't, like, so, at the beginning of which was, he tried to be a prophet. That's even worse. He tried to be a prophet and he wrote a book called The Dialogue of Prophecy, or Dialogue Concerning Prophecy, and so he has a bunch of OCs and some biblical people he wrote, and so they, like, find him in the wilderness, and they're like, we were looking, it gets bad, it gets worse. He's like, the character is like, Vira, is like, we were looking for this man in this description, and Savernola writes himself like, oh, I'm not that man. He's like, actually, I am that man, amber eyelashes and all, and and then at the end of the story, this is where it gets great. He's like, the whole point was a philosophical debate, and he writes his OCs saying that he was humble enough, and now he has divine wisdom. What's worst about it is that he said, what? He writes in all caps, what? Me? What? Don't play with me. You don't write yourself saying, first of all, I've read pretty good self-insert fanfictions. That is diabolical. It's like, what? The only thing that has good come out of this is that I need my stuffed animal will be the main character of Vira. Like, the main OC. Because I finished the book just when my mom got me that bee. It's somewhere. The bee is somewhere. Does anyone want me to show the bumblebee stuffed animal? Because it is somewhere in my room. Bumblebee. My coffee is ending. My cake's gone. Sydney, are you still there? Sydney. Alright. So it's pretty bad fan fiction. Oh, and he wrote that when he was 40, and then wrote fan fiction when he was 18, which makes sense. And so, nothing else changed. Do you listen to Weezer? Yes, I do. Her name is spelled with an S, by the way. I'm gonna watch the middle now. Okay, love you, bye. Big kiss to my best friend, Sydney. See you, amigo. Thank you for showing up. Does anyone want more Savernola facts? Because I have a lot of them. Fully making an OC because I'm bored. Yeah, of course. Savernola. The rejection of the fiance is way funny. It's okay, so it depends on the story you get. Sydney, I'm sorry if I've been exposed to your name. So what happened depends on the story you get. Bye, Sid. It's spelled with an S too. Don't be ignorant. Anyways, he was neighbors with this lady named Ladonia Strozzi. They were about 18 years old, and he either was like really good friends with her or not at all. And so, but either way, he yelled out his window asking her to marry him, and she said no, because he came from a poor nobleman family, and she's like, I wouldn't even stoop low as to marry a Savernola. And since she was illegitimate, he called her a bastard, and he swore to never love a woman again. Funny enough, I think he likes men. You're telling me, okay. Highly intelligent card holder. No one cares. Funny enough, I think he likes several likes men. He might be really homophobic, but you're not telling me that two of his best friends, Pico Mirandola and Geraldo Benivieni, are gay, and you're not like, how does that work? And then also, he was super close to Domenico Pagea. That's a bromance right there. Hey, don't report me. Goodness. Anyways, I'd cry if you report me. That'd be so unfair. Anyways, I just have a headcanon. Well, no one cares. No one asked to be gay. Anyways, that's just a headcanon of me because it's really funny. I'm like, how the hell are you homophobic, but two of your best friends are gay and you have a really close... And same with Fra Silvestro. It's just, like, really ironic. I'm like, how are you homophobic, but, like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, oh, I'm not homophobic, my best friend's gay. Does not make any sense to me. Yes. But I'm not addressing my sexuality here. I just say it's a biological thing, and also it's a genetic thing. If you're gay, someone else is gay. That's... Like, you can't even ask for it. It just happens. Same with being trans. It just happens. Like, your brain just develops that way. It's not their fault. It's kind of... And there's society... Like, for all of every society that everyone has been... Like, there's always queer people. Like, good grief, man. Multitask, bro. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like ignorance is so dumb. People have been queer than most Abrahamic religions. Actually, all Abrahamic religions. People have been queer since the dawn of time, honestly. So I'm like, how are you? And it's a biological thing. No one asks to be queer. It just happens. The mind just develops how it is. It's like, if this makes more sense, being queer is close enough to being like dyslexic or dyscalculic. Like, it's a neurological thing. And also it's a genetic thing. It's like, no one asked to be this way. It's just how the body and mind develops. And then on top of that, there's intersex people. That's a thing. And think about animals, too. Like, penguins and mushrooms have, like, 1,000 genders. So, you know. Happy Pride Month, y'all. I messed up my man's bicep. Okay, maybe I didn't. I'm not paying attention. I'm super tired. Babylonian. Does anyone have any questions about Babylon and Mesopotamia? I'd love to answer. I messed up on his bicep. Whatever, I'll deal with that in the morning. Hey, I'm a pianist. Do you want to talk to me about classical music? I also listen to a lot of rock. I like class. That means you're... How are you like... How... Okay, I'm not debating about sexuality. We can deal with that later. That's a tomorrow issue. No, don't do... Like... It's just who you are. It's not even like... You never... And people who, like, say they're not gay anymore, I don't think you were gay to begin with. Like... It doesn't make sense to me. Also, you can't ungay. It's a biological thing. How can you ungay yourself? That does not make any sense to me. It's a biological thing. It's like being... It's making freaking frogs gay. Probably. I don't know. But it's still in biology. It's still a psychological thing. You can't ungay yourself. It's impossible. Anyways, talk to me about history. Mesopotamia, anything, classical music, Renaissance. We can even talk about pop culture because I love Star Wars. It's a pocket and it's just... Do I like science? I like psychology, but that's a heated thing. I can also debate on theology. That would be fun. I'm tired. Number one, talk to me, bro. does anyone have any questions on painting? Because I'm a watercolorist. I would like to talk about painting and classical art. Is anyone here? Did I scare everyone off? Damn. Okay, whatever. God forbid I have an open mind. Tyler, speak to me. Hayden. Hayden? Is it Hayden or Haydn? Because, like, there's the composer Haydn. Dude, you know what's funny? I thought Mesopotamia was pretty boring, and I didn't even finish my Hammurabi paper, so it's okay. If that makes you feel better. I just got into it because my character was originally Babylonian, and I'm like, I have to study Babylonian stuff if I'm going to update my story, and it was amazing. I have a bunch of Babylonian books somewhere in my room. Hold on. Excuse me. Book haul. I got these recently because I'm trying to write a prequel. We have Poems of the Heavens and Hell from Ancient Mesopotamia. We have Una Elish. And we have Myths of Mesopotamia, Creation, Flood, Gilgamesh, and others. Also, like, the Epic of Era is in there. Amazing. Favorite book, actually, is the Epic of Era. Is anyone else tired? Should I cut the stream? Is anyone else enjoying this? Or am I just being obnoxious? Am I being obnoxious? Is there cake? Is that a chocolate cake? Hey, should I end the stream? Is anyone else going to attend? I'm bored of Metallica, which is funny. Because I would, like, have full school days when I was in school. Just listening to Metallica. And what just say? Journal essay for things gory. My teacher made me. Yo, me too. I also write really gory stuff, so you're okay. My mom is going to be reading my book, and I'm so scared. Because I'm like, hey, listen, I'm traumatized, but, like, don't blame the trauma on that. I'm going to put on Slow Dive. Do I have a new subscriber? That's nice. When the sun hits. You know what's funny is that I actually want to be a singer. And I'm so scared, too, like, to pursue this dream. Because I always loved No one's here. Well, anyways, whatever. I always loved opera. So. I think I'll just end it. Anyone here? Ruined my pen. I actually didn't really ruin anything. This one, that's a little fun. Alrighty. Oh man. I think if gore and graphicness is well paced, it's good in a story. If not, like, my issue, okay, so I've read a decent amount of Mari Valley. My issue with, like, one of his books is that it was just graphicness over and over again, and I couldn't breathe. And that was like, oh, there's a hair stuck in my mouth. That book was, like, on how, like, Duke Valentino killed a bunch of people. So obviously it was graphic, but it was just got to a point where it's too bloody. And same with Dante's Inferno, which, yeah, I know it's about hell, but, like, it was still kind of, like, too much. I still have a stomach, y'all. I might read a lot of, like, things about war. I still, like, I still throw up. I don't know. I read a Mari Valley poem about him being tortured, and I threw up. And cried. What to do? God forbid the person who studies literature has more feelings than stoicism. Like, sometimes, like, I don't read, I know Michelangelo poetry is not violent, but I just can't read it anymore. It ruins my week. He's an amazing poet, but something about what he writes, I don't know why, it just gets to me. And so I just can't read Michelangelo poetry anymore. I love him, he's my favorite artist. And my favorite Ninja Turtle. I like Teenage Ninja Turtles. Definitely Rise. I think that's my favorite. Actually, I had a fish named Leonardo. At one point, you just have filled up. Does anyone have questions about the fish? Mr. Philip. I like yapping about my fish. I feel like more comfortable talking about my hyperfixation, which is my fish. Here, because like my family's already tired of me talking about fish. But I don't care. You have to understand that I haven't had a pet in like years. So in my defense, this is extremely exciting. I haven't had a pet in years. I haven't had a dog nor a cat. So I think a fish is pretty totally tubular. I like fish. Am I weird? Am I a weird person? Also, have you seen my edits I've made? I made one, I think, today, but, are my edits good? I hope so. I've definitely got better at them. My art reference is not working. I need, like, make that rabbit. I don't like painting cloths, but I can do it. I can and have done it. It's just like arms. It's like, it's not my favorite thing to do. I prefer painting abs. Is anyone, answer a question or I leave. Answer, I look like a frog. Ask questions. If no one asks any questions, I'm turning this off. Good gracious me. I'm talking to the void. I'm talking to one person. What happened to the rest of the people? Did I offend them? Oh my god. Am I aggressive? I think I... Oh, yeah, because my legs were showing, of course. More people joined seeing my legs. I'm playing So Dive while trying to paint. This is the most I've painted all day. I haven't painted one bit. Yeah, I told you it's just my legs. I get catcalled now in the street. That's inconvenient. I'm like, please. I'm trying to just get groceries. Is anyone here? It's been, what time is it? Good grief. It's getting late. Alright, I'm going. Bye, y'all. No, nothing. It's getting late. It's 9 o'clock. Alright, goodbye, everybody. You've been great. Bye, number 2. Bye.